EGM Network.
Honestly, without Treasure Coast Community Health, I think we'd be a much poorer community in terms of our health. We're always striving to fill the gap for everyone in the community, rich or poor.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Community Conversations. You know, every week we come with new guests to have conversations about what's going on around town. And so this week is obviously no exception. It is what we do. We have conversations with community members. And the intro says that, in my belief, we would be a much poorer community if it weren't for Treasure Coast related to health. But I have to add on, we'd be a much different community if it weren't for so many of the wonderful nonprofits that exist here. And so I am a little bit partial. I admit that, a little biased, but I truly believe that. And so we do a lot of collaboration, and part of that collaboration is inviting other nonprofits to come and talk about what they do, how long they've been doing it, what they see going into the future, so that you feel informed and a part of this wonderful community that we live in. It is very different than being in the big city. Many people are born and raised here, go off to school, and then want to come back because after experiencing life in a bigger hub, they realize how precious we have it here. So today I have folks from Main Street Vero Beach, Morgan and Jackie, the board chair and new executive director, respectively. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Well, I'm not going to pick on you, but Morgan, you've been involved with this group for a little bit longer than Jackie. So I'm going to start with you and give you deference as the board chair of Main Street Vero Beach. Can you describe the organization for someone who's not been privy to growing up here and knows it as well as you do?
Sure. So Main Street Vero Beach is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we exist to help preserve and also revitalize downtown districts and local economies. We are a local chapter of the Main Street USA organization, which is a national organization. And if people are familiar with Melbourne and Fort Pierce, they both have thriving Main Street organizations that help with their downtown districts. And Jackie, the Vero Beach one started in 1994.
1994 was the first Downtown Friday, so that is one of the events, the main event that we're most infamous for. It was actually started by the local chapter of Downtown Redevelopment Associates. Patricia Brown was part of that, and she actually helped us to establish as an official Main Street in 1998.
That's just about the time my in-laws started saying, you should move down here. Look at all the cool stuff that goes on.
Come join the party.
That's good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that is a research that you've done. So you're not coming in cold turkey. I can see that you're very proud of what has been done in the past.
Absolutely. As a community member who's always loved Downtown Fridays, and I've participated in Miss Hibiscus pageant decades ago, and things of that nature. Yeah, very excited to be a part of it.
And that was part of the history of Main Street as well, was that whole hibiscus gathering of the girls, ladies.
Community service-based pageant. So they're no talent or beauty per se, but it was really about poise and what you've given back to the community.
Any chance that might come back at some time? I know beauty pageants per se have kind of fallen off the radar in terms of the things to do, because we want our ladies, girls, to grow up to be bigger and better than what is perceived to be the external things. But as you said, this was community service related.
I think that we have some ideas of how we can bring back a community service related give back to the community that maybe not necessarily is a direct relation to the pageant previously.
Less of a pageant, but we have talked about bringing back a community service award type of project that could be done in conjunction with a hibiscus festival in the future.
Can't wait. I mean, the hibiscus flower is one of those things that if you live up north, you don't get to see very often.
No.
And so seeing them bloom here, even after 25, 30 years, is still very special to me. So when I hear about the Hibiscus Festival, I yearn for those days that I didn't get to see them or be a part of that. So this is kind of a special year for you all as a part of the city of Vero Beach. It's the 100th birthday, right?
Of the Indian River County, yes.
Okay.
So we are, Main Street is helping to celebrate. Vero Beach is the county seat for Indian River County, with a lot of close ties and connections to kind of all of the county officials, and the legislation that happens there affects the Vero Beach citizens in a very direct way. So the original plan this summer was to not have Downtown Fridays in May and June because of the heat and the threat of rain. And, we like to be mindful of our vendors. And then the Centennial Committee said, well, what if not only did we have a Downtown Friday, but we also had a parade down Main Street?
So that even if you couldn't celebrate for 4 hours, you could have a parade? What an awesome idea.
Well, we thought that was a great idea, and it was an excuse to kind of have the block party with a Centennial theme and kind of celebrate all the very cool things. And Jackie has really worked very hard with the Centennial Committee and all the different law enforcement officials. So do you want to share a little more about what people can expect at that event?
Absolutely. So we are really excited to be co-hosting this event. I think that it's an honor for Main Street to be asked to host the event for Indian River County Centennial.
Absolutely.
The parade is, it itself is exciting to me. It's going to come through the middle of Downtown Friday at 7 p.m.
on 14th Avenue.
We've extended for an extra hour. So the event will be next Friday, June 27th from 6 to 10 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. And the reason being is for the parade to come through halfway through the event. And we're also going to do a ball drop at 9 p.m.
So we're going to ring in a whole new century in front of the Heritage Center in Pocahontas Park. It's going to be very, very cool.
That is very cool. And so what do you expect the parade to look like as opposed to like the 4th of July parade?
That is a good question. So I'm excited about this parade because it truly is going to be the history of Indian River County. And it's rather than, I love parades where there's floats and different little companies that put their lights on their vans. It's going to be a more municipality and division of Indian River County based, and then also through the decades of Indian River County.
Wow.
So people will be dressing up, right?
People will be dressing up.
Period costumes.
Period costumes, their favorite decades of the century. We might have some people dressed as 100-year-olds. I don't know. If I'm going to take that theme. But that would be kind of fun.
Well, there are probably some that wouldn't have to stretch much to dress up. We through good health, we're living longer and longer. And so we do have a number of people in their 80s and 90s stretching to 100.
Right.
I do know of 2 women that are 100 plus.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
It is. It definitely is.
And there's some local families that have helped, build the county that we live in, and hope to see them out. They've been part of the Indian River County celebrations as well.
Yeah, some of the founding families.
So have you guys been making calls saying, Susan, Ginny, we'd love to have you and your family in?
I did make a call. Happened to be a
little awkward, right?
Close friends with the Mike Sexton, who is one of the younger generation of the Sexton families. And I said, would you be interested? We would love for him to lead the parade, but it falls on the Cattlemen's Association in Marco Island. It is the same night. So I believe that some of their family members will be the next day at one of the Indian River County Centennial events, which is the Pioneer Family Dinner.
I was going to say, because they're not all involved in agriculture. I think specifically of the Schlitz.
Yes.
And there are a few others that I will not name so they don't get angry at me. But, we have a number of really solid people that have raised their families here and encouraged their kids and grandkids and great-grandkids to be a part of this community.
And really
That's
done
wonderful.
some of the hard work. Todd Duras, who helps with the Christmas parade every year through the Rotary Club, is kind of one of our parade chair people. So he has been tremendously helpful. And he has such a deep love and appreciation for history. So I believe in addition to some of the actual construction equipment that was used to build parts of the county, which will be on display for the kids to play with and interact with.
Oh, that's cool.
There's also going to be parts of a treasure ship.
Wow.
Yes, that act like a sunken treasure ship downtown. So like this is a very extremely family friendly downtown Friday. Lots of
Very
things
unique.
for kids to interact with, things to take photos of. Very, very special. And, you know, a lot of this stuff will not all be in one location again, probably ever. So
Absolutely.
very cool opportunity.
So typically, and I know you've moved it around from month to month, will it still be between Pocahontas Park and the one that goes east?
The 1900 and 1800 blocks.
Okay.
From Pocahontas Park down to Cafe 1420 is
Okay.
usually the run. Yep.
Okay. And a lot of parking still around it. And it starts at 6 this Friday?
Starts
Next
at 6
Friday.
o'clock on the 27th.
Okay.
Yes. And remember, there's always free parking at the courthouse parking garage and Jetson's parking lot. And we'll have fewer vendors at this particular event because we do want to leave plenty of options for people to come. So bring your lawn chairs and, you know, you can get a good seat and enjoy the parade.
Will you have a band there?
Mm-hmm.
We will have a band. We've chose the Mighty Flea Circus, who are a fun
That's a cute name.
swing band.
Look them up on YouTube. They are really fun.
They're really fun. They have a great vibe. They've actually played at Downtown Fridays in previous years.
Okay.
And we were looking for swing, big band, you know,
Some
big
kind of
sound
fun and a little
celebrate
retro.
decades.
Yeah, it's sort of historical. And it kind of works in nicely because the Glenn Miller concert is being given by the Brevard Symphony Orchestra on Sunday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Well,
so
perfect.
getting
All the
people in
swing
mood.
lovers can come out to play.
Yes,
Perfect.
exactly.
Nice.
So that is really nice. So will there be food trucks there as well? Or is that kind of like eat first because...
Absolutely. There will definitely be food trucks. As Morgan mentioned, because of the parade route itself, we're limited. So the layout will be a little different, but still in the same area. We're going to stretch down to 23rd Street, which normally we stop at 22nd because of the large items in the parade that the kids will be able to play on, like the pirate ship. But the food vendors may be a little limited. We always encourage that everyone visit those local restaurants and bars and retail shops in
that are
downtown
all
too.
there and
We're
open.
surrounded by great eats.
That's
So
the truth.
if the food truck line looks a little long, you know, run into Italian Kitchen or Sean Ryan's or Dinner Revolution, 21st, grab a bite.
Yeah.
Boy, you are a good promoter of downtown businesses.
She
Excellent.
means it. Yep.
That's what we hope to do. We, hope to, and there will be drink vendors as well. You know, there's local bars that are great to check out in the area. Some local favorites. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone.
Yeah.
I can tell this is going to be a very special thing. And you'll be having somebody take pictures there through the crowd, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Be prepared that your visage may show up somewhere online.
Yes,
But
okay.
just let us know if you don't want to. Otherwise, we do really like to share and promote, everybody running into their friends and neighbors and things like that downtown.
And that's a good point. They should bring their friends and neighbors.
Bring your friends and neighbors. You'll probably run into some more friends and neighbors.
Absolutely.
That's my favorite thing about the whole event is that it's, the more time you kind of spend in Vero Beach, the more it feels like one big neighborhood. And Downtown Friday is an excuse to kind of run into all those people all at once and see each other and say hi and check in. Bring your dogs, bring your kids, bring your family from out of town. There's a little something for everybody.
Well, we're going to take a short break for a word from our sponsors. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the other things that you guys do year round.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
stay with us. Treasure Coast Community Health in-house pharmacies have the lowest prices in Indian River County, even lower than big box pharmacies. Taking your medication as prescribed leads to better health. Affordable medicine makes it easier. Treasure Coast Community Health patients can pick up medicine as they leave the office or use free delivery and mail order services. Pharmacists are always available to answer questions. Switch to TCCH pharmacies. Save money, stay healthy. 772-257-8224 and ask about our price match.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, bedroom groups in the latest styles and colors from Four Seasons, Braxton Color, Riverside, Hooker, Capri, Tommy Bahama, and more. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have anything you need for your outdoor living from Lloyd Flanders, Kingsley Bate, Brown Jordan, and Woodard, including a gallery of maintenance-free furniture from Berlin Gardens and Pollywood. Right now, during our summer savings event, we have lots of great half-price specials, including 50% off on all in-stock Universal Coastal Living collections. And all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street that is filled with name brand closeouts. And visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Happy 100th, Indian River. It's the Downtown Centennial Celebration presented by GHO Homes. We're lighting up downtown Vero with a free street party with live music by Mighty Flea Circus, plus a parade at 7, kids games, beer, and food trucks. Be ready to dance from 6 to 10. Admission's free. Sponsored by GHO Homes, Wire 3, and Mangrove Sands Golf Club and Restaurant. The Downtown Centennial Celebration, a Main Street Vero Beach event, Friday, June 27th at 6 p.m. in downtown Vero Beach.
And welcome back to Community Conversations. If you're just joining, my name is Vicki Soulé, and I'm the CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health. We provide primary medical, dental, behavioral health care, pharmaceutical supplies for folks at really, really great prices for our own patients. And if you are new to town, or if your relationship with your previously existing provider is no longer in place, please give us a call. We do have sliding fee scales, and we take Medicaid, but we also take Medicare, all the commercial insurances, and we really try to treat people as if they are our family, even if it's Uncle Ned that you really don't want to see at Thanksgiving. But the reality is that we believe that everybody has a right to great health care, and we do try really hard to create that. Unfortunately, because of that mission, sometimes we do get backed up, and we are working very hard, particularly on our phone system, to make that different, as well as in our dental areas. We've been hiring more people, and we will be opening up a new location out west, not quite as far out west as Fellsmere, because we already have a location there. But if you go out 60 towards the expressway, at 85th, what used to be the Clinton Furniture Building is now going to be our new west site, and we expect to have our ribbon cutting and a big tour the first week of August. So round the corner, we will be providing services out there. And then in the meantime, we expect to start adding on a pediatric center at our Oslo Road location. That'll take a while longer to build. So in the meantime, give us a call, 257-8224. All of my family goes. Many of the people that you know in town go to us because they find it very comfortable and well respected. So enough about Treasure Coast. I'm here today because I've got new friends from Main Street Vero Beach. And we've been talking about the Centennial and the celebration, the change up of Downtown Friday for June. But the reality is Main Street Vero Beach does a number of things all year long, besides our fun party night on Fridays at the end of the month. And so things like Coffee with the Mayor. How long ago did you guys start that? It's been years.
I think that kind of started when Laura Moss was the mayor, and our dear friend Susan Harris of Jetson's Appliances helped to get that off the ground. But it is an event that most main streets do across America. So Fort Pierce has a Coffee with the Mayor every month as well, which is fun to go to sometimes. Yeah. So any local town that you're visiting, if you check out to see if they have a main street, you could pop in and meet the mayor.
I will. That's very interesting. I didn't realize, again, because you only know what you're exposed to. And I came here and never wanted to move. So so I only know about
for good reason.
River County. Exactly. So that's an opportunity for people you get donated coffee and sometimes some bagels from Marine Bank.
Yes, Marine Bank sponsors something to eat each time. And then 1420 Chef Michael is very generous to donate the coffee because what would 8 a.m. on a Friday morning be without coffee?
So true. But it is a great way to find out what's going on, to share information about what's going on in your business or your neighborhood. And so I've been many, many times, and it's always a worthwhile trip for that 45 minutes to an hour. So thank you all for doing that. Thanks.
We think it's important to just have it's free to the community, easy access. You don't have to sign up. You can just come and promote your business or your nonprofit, and the mayor speaks, and it's just a community conversation.
Yeah, probably much more comfortable for the people as guests than the mayor. He's been in the hot seat more than once, I've noticed.
God bless him. Yes, he does a good job of showing up and having his talking points ready each time.
Yes,
so
absolutely,
we appreciate his time.
And in addition to his talking points, we also bring in sponsors. Vero Heritage sponsors a space, but we'll bring in sponsors every month. And we have exciting sponsors who do presentations that are interactive with the crowd. And then we also do raffles every time. So
the raffles are tremendous. That's a big draw because the folks that come regularly bring something to raffle off.
Yes.
And so it's just exciting to hear your name, like you say, by a Friday.
You never know what you'll walk out
That's
with.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be a plant. It could be a bottle of wine.
You're right.
Mother's Day, lots of mimosas. That was a good coffee with the mayor.
I see. I missed that
and
one.
And then we finish off. We have a time. I think 30 seconds it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we allot time for nonprofits to line up and talk about what they're doing, what's going on. So it's just a really great, informative community relations and networking.
Well, and in the past, when newspapers were alive and well, we would put ads in and articles and all of that. There is social media, but again, the different generations see things on different platforms. And so that ability to cross all ages and demographics, person to person, face to face, we don't get that opportunity anymore. Unless you go to the bars, I guess. But anyways, I don't know.
This is good, clean, sober fun. Okay,
That's
Vicki.
right. Exactly. That's what we're all about. And as a Rotarian, I definitely endorse that.
You endorse that.
Service
Perfect.
for others.
Yes.
But speaking of that, you guys have got another project for Main Street that we might be seeing shortly. And so with just a couple minutes left, light up Vero Beach Main Street?
Yes,
What's
Light
that
Up
about?
Downtown. Check it out on our website.
Okay.
And we are lighting the walkable core with commercial grade decorative lighting. So you'll see there's several oak trees wrapped in Pocahontas Park that are all lit up and beautiful at nighttime. There's
nice.
some more trees we just lit across from Scott's Sporting Good on the corner there. And this is all privately funded donations and money that Main Street is raising. Your donation is tax deductible, and we'll also list you as a tree lighting sponsor in all of our various paraphernalia all year. So if you're a business and you want to donate, you can do that too.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, the goal, you can see some photos up here. The goal is to create just a warm and welcoming environment downtown. So maybe if people are in town visiting, they'll finish dinner at one place, go for a drink somewhere afterwards, take a nice walk and just appreciate some of the different businesses that are downtown. So everything we do is we just want to support the businesses and the property owners that have invested in our historic district.
Well, you guys are doing an awesome job. I
you.
love
Thank you.
outdoor lights. I always feel bad in January because everybody
They take them down.
Taking them down.
Why
and
take
it's
them
like,
down? Let's leave them up all year.
And
A woman after my own heart.
we want the community to feel comfortable walking down the entire length of downtown. Stretch it down to, it was at 18th Street, and those blocks who it doesn't seem connected because of State Road 60, and those lights will help.
absolutely.
Let's keep
Draw it all
walking.
together,
Let's keep enjoying all the businesses downtown.
Well, and last but not least, I've heard a rumor that you guys are going to start some sort of mural project this fall as well.
The
Will that be
Mural
in walking?
Festival, yes.
Okay.
Part of Main Street downtown. It'll be the length of 14th Avenue. It's in November. It's in conjunction with the Gallery Stroll evening. So the first weekend in November, there will be pop-up murals that you can purchase at the end of the event.
Morgan, we're going to send them to your website.
Yes,
because we're
okay,
out of
please
town.
do. Thank you so much.
We're out of town. We're out of time. We're just done.
We're done. We're out.
Thank you so much. I'll have you come back, and we'll learn more about all the wonderful stuff you're doing. Okay.
Thank you so much, Vicki. Thanks for having us.
It's great having you both here. Thank you, and we'll see you next week, folks.